on the Roman Catholic opposition in Scotland to gay marriage. Earlier I spoke to Colin McFarlane from the gay rights campaigning group Stonewall, who told me the church was alienating some of its own followers with its aggressive campaign.
Marriage is a good thing. We believe that at Stonewall Scotland. The majority of Scots believe that. The majority of Catholics believe that. That's why I believe over half of Catholics support Stonewall Scotland's move to have the introduction of same-sex marriage in Scotland. But I think you're right. I think there's an underlying issue here, which is the Catholic hierarchy is really, has been using language that's been aggressive, has not been talking in a way which is about love and dignity and respect. And that has been alienating many, many Catholics. For example, during the consultation response, the Catholic Church sent in 100,000 postcards. But what we were hearing from Catholic people, from Catholic parishioners, was the fact that they wanted to be able to have a discussion about whether they actually supported same-sex marriage. Unfortunately, those postcards only had one answer. Do you believe in same-sex marriage? No. So there was no democratic discussion in the church. Many people who wanted to respond in behalf of the church were unable to do so in the way they wanted to do.
Well, let's speak now to Jack Valero, from the Catholic Voices, an organisation which represents Catholic perspectives in the media. Good afternoon. Is he right? I mean, is this alienating Catholic worshippers who want to make up their own minds on this?
I don't think so. I mean, you can look at the response that there's been to the public consultation, which had a huge response, 80,000 people. This is apart from the postcards. And 67% were against same-sex marriage. I think the position of most people in the country, including Catholics, would be, we want people to have all the rights they need, but we don't think it's necessary to redefine marriage to do that. And the church is acting like the voice of the voiceless, is giving voice to all the people who have said, no, we don't want to redefine marriage, but actually we don't have a channel to speak.
How will it damage the institution of marriage? If two gay people want to get married, in what way will it damage the Catholic Church or other faiths as well if they want to do that?
Well, the question is that there is no such thing as civil marriage or religious marriage. There's only marriage. And marriage is defined as the union of a man and a woman to form a family if they can. And it is this unique position of the union of a man and a woman to form a family.
But it doesn't have to be done in church, does it? That is
no. This is a human institution, and actually the religious meaning is above that. We're talking here of civil marriage between a man and a woman for the sake of the family, for the sake of society, for the sake of the next generation. If you redefine that away from that and say, well, actually marriage from now on will be the union of any two people or more, any people who love each other, then children no longer are mentioned in this definition. So really it can't be good for the next generation, because we're saying we no longer give this institution a unique status.
But in an increasingly secular world, what is wrong with allowing those who want to get married rather than having a civil partnership to do that? You can go your own way.
Yes, of course, but if for them to call their union a marriage, has to change all our marriages. And what we're saying is, actually, we don't need. They can have exactly the same rights as everyone else without changing the meaning of marriage.
Well, couldn't you just change the description? You could say this is gay marriage as opposed to marriage.
Yes, but in fact, in the end, there's only one marriage, and this is not going to give any more rights to anybody. This is just a redefinition that is not needed.
This is a semantics debate.
It's not needed, this redefinition. We can continue as we are. And in fact, most people are against it, because most people who answered the consultation were against it. And most people at the same time are in favour of giving people their rights.
Does it show, does it show, though, desperation within the Catholic Church that you are reading these letters out in every sort of parish in Scotland today, because you are worried that this will go through?
Well, this may go through, because the interesting thing is that the government in Scotland, despite the fact that most people have said they're not in favour, have said we will impose it from above. In fact, if you look at the 10 countries where this has been passed so far, it's always been imposed from above. Whenever there has been a referendum or asking the people have always said, no, we would like to keep marriage as it is. And this is what would happen here if we were given the chance.
What percentage of the Scottish population actually goes to church? How many Catholics are there out of the total population?
I don't know how many Catholics there are, but I think probably around 10% or something, of which maybe a third go to Mass.
So you think 10% of the population is entitled to restrict the marriage of people who want to get married, who are not Christian believers?
No. We don't want to impose anything on anybody.
You just don't want to use the word marriage?
I said at the beginning, we are the voice of the voiceless. I think most people don't want this.
You think?
And we think that If you look at the responses to the consultation, both in Scotland and then in England.
But that's among Catholics, though, isn't it?
No. This is among the country as a whole. Most people are not in favour of redefinition in the country as a whole. Most people want homosexual people to have rights, and they recognise that they have those rights. We don't need to change the definition of marriage. And I'm not talking about Catholics, I'm talking the country as a whole.
All right, Jacques Valero from Catholic Voices, thank you very much.
Thank you.